Is it reasonable to not want to marry someone who can't provide? I have a decent career, but my long-term boyfriend is happy at his low-wage job and doesn't care to work towards something better. Honestly, I can't see myself marrying him or having kids with him because of that. But obviously, I want to get married and have kids one day. It's just a sign that you are not compatible long-term. He's not wrong if he's happy, but you're also not wrong either to want more from your partner. The only mistake would be getting married and expecting him to change. Compatibility isn't just personality, it's also goals. If your goals are incompatible, then that's that. It's no different than if you wanted to have kids and he didn't. It's perfectly reasonable to not marry someone who you do not think will align with you on so many ways as a result of their attitude towards their career. It's fine if he wants to do that with his life. As fine as it is for you to go your separate ways. If you can't reconcile with the lack of motivation, ambition, the odds of making it work will be stacked against you from the beginning. Reasonable, and if you feel that way, break up with him now. Don't drag it out further if you don't see a future. Yes, it's perfectly reasonable. Every day you spend with the guy you are clearly not going to marry and have kids with is one more day you are not meeting somebody eligible. It's reasonable. Marriage is totally personal. P.S. You can get married and have kids as well with you being the high earner and him taking care of the house. If earnings is the deal breaker for you, that's fine. But make sure you make an overall decision about the person. He isn't wrong. If he's happy, the man can do what he wants. You can also do what you want. And if his situation is something you can't deal with, then you might want to think about fixing that. If you have a decent career, could you provide? I mean, if you want to have kids, and your income isn't enough, but he isn't willing to do his part, then yeah, that wouldn't work. But if you can be the breadwinner and he wants to take care of the kids, why not? I mean, it's fine if that doesn't work for you emotionally and you are looking for something else. But it might also be worth interrogating why you feel that way. You could be the provider and he could be a stay-at-home parent. House husband? A relationship isn't necessarily about being 50-50 in everything. It's about working as a team and picking up each other's slack. You earn the money to pay the bills. He does the school run and the domestic chores. Don't look at us if you want a justification to break up with your boyfriend. If you want to do it, break it up on your own volition. Why can't he stay home and look after the kids while you provide for them? Isn't that what being strong and independent is all about? That's a tough situation. But if it doesn't feel right to you, then don't go for it. It's totally reasonable to want stability and security in your marriage and family life. So don't be afraid to follow your gut on this one. If you cannot see yourself marrying your long-term boyfriend, then it only seems fair to end the relationship now. Cut him loose. Let him find someone more in line with his ambitions or lack thereof. You're going to find problems regardless. Richer guy. More expectations of you. Grass is always greener. If money is enough to make you feel that way about him, you obviously aren't truly in love. Might be a good time to plan your exit. It's called hypergamy. In general, women will not marry down in social, economic, or attractiveness. In general, Jay-Z would marry Beyoncé if she worked at Taco Bell, but there sure as hell ain't gonna be a Beyoncé marrying a Jay-Z working at Taco Bell. It's going to be a plus that his job is dispensable when you do have kids because he can watch them while you continue your career. Childcare is like another mortgage. Would a high-flying male be so willing to ditch his career to let you have yours? People develop ambition at different points in life. He maybe just hasn't found his thing yet. Guys did that for the longest time. Now that women have better jobs and more opportunity, it is bound to happen the other way around. Ask yourself the same thing a guy would ask himself. Are you okay taking on most of the bills, and do they make you happy enough to not care about that? In the end, relationships are about being happy. If two can't be happy, then you should look for someone that will make you happy. If they make you happy but aren't 100 what you want in a partner, you are doing better than most, so throwing that away should be done with consideration. You have different values. That is it. You thus are obviously not compatible. I find that weird, but in the end it's your decision. I think the most important thing for a marriage is love and compatibility. But when it's important for you to be with a man that has more money than you, that's your decision. A shallow one. But you need to be happy with who you're with. So he has to be the provider? You can't be the provider? Why does one person have to be the provider? When you get married, you become a joint team. You both are the providers. It's not on him. It's both of you. It's okay to have different incomes. If he's happy with his job and your incomes combined are enough, I don't see a problem. As long as you believe it would be perfectly reasonable thing to do if the roles were reversed. Write the same question without indicating the genders of two people, because the answers should be unbiased of gender of people involved. It is reason. What also happen in marriage and kids is someone has to decide to stay home with the kids or pay childcare. Usually it is cheaper to have a partner stay home with 3 kids than childcare, but what people don't realize is when that happen, it is hard for the partner to return to working. One of my professors in college was a PhD who was married to a janitor maintenance guy at the school. They were a super cool couple. He can provide, he just can't provide to what you expect. Note the distinction. We all have an expectation. It's okay for you to have a high one. If he doesn't meet it, he doesn't meet it. He won't be happy with someone who is not happy with him. He will either disappoint you, or he will make himself miserable trying to earn your love. This is a compatibility issue. It's understandable, but a bit shallow depending on what you consider a low-wage job. Also, the real dick move is still dating him. Why lead him on when you see no future together? That's just cruel tbh. You don't have to get married to someone you don't want to. In fact, you shouldn't. But why do you expect him to be the provider? Is it not possible for you to be the main provider if you have a good career? Plenty of women make less than their partners, and even get their education supported by their partners. And that doesn't seem to be an issue in most cases. Is this happening because of your expectations about gender roles? Or do you think that a family can't be supported with the current earnings? And people ask why men make more money they have to, or this happens. You sound like a wonderful person. Thumbs up. Just do him a service and leave. Say it's cause you want someone who makes more money. I'm sure he will remember you fondly. Please end this relationship now. You marry what they are, not what you hope they can be. It won't. I hate this word provider. Yeah, do him a favor and leave. Better make a change now. Also, I would say it's both. You're prioritizing money over your partner. I'm the breadwinner, but my partner has low-paying job and a few times had have quit because of health reasons. She also has the luxury of that. It's not a burden on us. Nor is this a red flag for me. Our future aligns and that's all that matters. Money is secondary. You're entitled to want what you want as long as you're kind and upfront about it. Sounds to me like you guys aren't pointed towards the same goals. Money isn't the only thing someone can provide. Love and affection is quite nice also. Obviously. Not sure how that'd be obvious from a Reddit post. Not everyone wants to get married and have kids. If you do, great. Don't do either of those with this guy if you don't want to.